How about the rest of your life? Is that all happy and together, too? Because this is a business that can...
Yes, I've been in a state of massive change the last, I guess, 6 months, and it included a 13-year marriage that I can't even say that it's ended because Richard and I are very close. It's not, and when you say ended or we split or it's over, those are all such kind of almost unpleasant things. What we did, Richard and I, was retain our friendship and terminate the marriage part of the relationship. But I see him all the time, we communicate. We're better friends and get along better since we are not married anymore. But it doesn't mean I haven't lost him, you know.
No.
I think most people suffer with divorces, or as they call it in California, dissolution of marriage. They've even changed the word. And it's really more reasonable and more sensible.
It's cheaper. But why do
not
this?
necessarily. It just sounds a little softer. Like
These days
divorce.
anymore, I think it's cheaper to be married or something. I remember all the laws. But if everything is so nice between you in a way, why even dissolve?
Well, we looked at that, exactly that, 2 years ago, Paul, or longer, after the last 2 years of the marriage. As I said, I was married 13 years. We went through that saying, gosh, it's so nice, why get divorced? And so we did. We kind of hung in and saw where we were going. But what we found was we did not really have a total marriage. And you may just love your best friend, but you don't want to live with them, you know? So we assessed what we had and what we wanted to do with our lives and where we wanted to go and made this particular decision. And there were no children involved, so I think that took a lot of strain off of it. And Rich is beautiful, and I feel his support and love almost more than when we kind of had to be together. Do you know what I mean? Now, when we see each other, it's by absolute choice. And he's terrific. And so that part of my life's really working. And it's very interesting to be on the threshold of singlehood. It's frightening a little bit and exciting and what's out there. And it's
Do you discuss, or have you discussed, I don't mean to sound like a marriage counselor here.
No, go
Or
ahead.
your mother-in-law, or anything like...
Talk. You're single now. I'll leave now, Paul. Okay.
Have you met my mother over here?
Larry.
Angie Dickinson.
And I'm a terrific cook. However,
I think you're advertising.
Me?
Do you want to move to Malibu?
No, I like that kind of a suggestion that you have. But because there are, I mean, I can hear people, I can hear me down inside saying, hold on. If you are that good, in a generation not so far back, my mother and dad just had their 50th anniversary.
Yes.
There are many times, I think, when we kids, my brother and sister and I, would have said, leave, you fight and you do this and everything else, but then we'd say, gee, I'm glad they didn't.
Yes.
But a generation or two ago, that possibility wouldn't have even arisen to do
That's right.
what you're doing.
Well, what we have now, Paul, I think, is a very healthy thing. That's expanded options. I think marriage works. I had a real good one for 13 years. You know, there was rocky times. The real tension was before that 2-year period when nobody was saying that it wasn't working for us. You know, there was a lot of tension and hostility. It was not some smooth, blissful, oh yes, let's get a divorce. We did not enter it in a whimsical way. And there was a lot of white water and rocky roads and so forth, and I don't mean the ice cream flavor. I mean, it was really got tough for a while. And then when we started talking about, do you want a divorce? Yeah, I think I do. How about you? Suddenly the whole thing got light, and then we lasted another 2 years, as it were. But the option is now to have your life work however you want to arrange it, and that marriage is terrific. I think it's great, and I think it really works. I really do.
And it may again, you're almost
Absolutely.
saying.
Oh, sure. For me or for anyone. Or maybe I won't ever get married.
You know
but there's lots of options now open to men and, you know, really women have come such a
It makes
ways
it harder.
in the last 20 years.
Yeah, the more choices you have, the harder it is to sort of hew to any one of them.
Sure, but the more a life you can have, the more aliveness you can have, and the more you can express yourself, because it doesn't have to be this way or has to be that way.
I can't imagine you ever not being lively. For example, people always say to beauty queens and everyone else, well, what do you look for in a man? A sense of humor. Now, both of you
It's really
have terrific
good.
senses of humor, because the funniest sketch
I think that's the best thing we did together was laugh.